Hi everyone, and welcome to the first video in a series of 4 videos about embedding ICT and sustainability into early childhood and primary geography education. My name is Bianca Coleman, and I'm a PhD candidate here at the University of Tasmania. My research is interested in how we can use ICT, particularly geospatial technologies, which I'll define for you in a moment, for teaching geography concepts and skills. I'm also interested in how we can link geography learning with the concepts and ideas of education for sustainability. This video serves as the introduction to this week's topic, while subsequent videos will explore ideas for embedding ICT for early childhood and primary geography, and how to get started with sustainability in your teaching. Here are the learning outcomes for this video, and I framed them as questions. The first question is, how can we use technology in geography education? What does effective teaching with technology look like? What technologies are available for teaching geography? And what about sustainability? Where does sustainability fit in our geography teaching? As geography educators, it's really important that we understand how it is that we do geography in the 21st century. As with many other professions, geographers need to use technology to investigate and learn about the world. Technology helps geographers to make decisions about how to best manage the physical and human environment, and what strategies will be most effective in dealing with natural resources. Geographers use technologies to help businesses and governments to make decisions that will support the economy and the environment. So it's really important that we teach students about the value of technology in driving what geographers actually do. Increasingly, as a society, we are becoming more attached to our technologies, such as our smart devices, our computers and our tablets. As a result, we're gaining more access to spatial or geographical information than we ever have in the past. Free applications like Google Earth and Google Maps mean we can use technology for getting directions, tracking our physical activity, and checking out houses on realestate.com. The fact that this technology is becoming easily available to everyone is just one reason why we should pick up these technologies for use in the classroom. Research has found evidence for the increased student interest and engagement in learning with geography when using these technologies. Increases in critical thinking skills, reasoning skills, and spatial abilities have also been found. As we'll see in this series of videos, there are a wide range of applications for these technologies, called geospatial technologies, for the F to 6 HASS curriculum. But before we get started thinking about how to use geospatial technologies in the classroom, we need to consider what the literature tells us about effective teaching with technology. When we use technology, we need to use it purposefully, in a deep way that aligns curriculum, pedagogy, and technology. We need to use technology for a reason, and not just because it appears in the curriculum. Researchers called Panya Mishra and Matthew Kohler in 2006 came up with a way to describe the types of knowledge that teachers draw on when they use technology really effectively in their teaching. They called this framework the Technological, Pedagogical and Content Knowledge TPAC framework. Essentially, the TPAC framework says that we need to carefully choose the content or geography topics we want to cover, the pedagogy or teaching strategies that can best be used to teach the content, and then we need to consider the technologies that will best help us to represent the content and pedagogies we want to use with our students. This is a really important consideration when teaching with technology. We need to make sure our content, our pedagogy, and our technology all line up to create the most effective, circumstances for learning in the classroom. When considering the best technology to match our content and our pedagogy, we need to think about the types of technologies out there. Any form of resource we use in the classroom is a technology, be it paper and pen or laptops and iPads. Specifically here, I'm talking about digital technologies, and even more specifically, geospatial technologies. Geospatial technologies include interactive globes, geographic information systems, global positioning systems, and remote sensing. So what are these things, these geospatial technologies? Interactive globes are those interactive and movable maps that are often embedded within websites or in applications. A basic example is Google Earth, a free web-based or app-based platform which users can interact with and move about their screen. I would imagine that a lot of you out there have come across Google Earth before. A geographic information system, or GIS, is a more complex version of an interactive globe. You can add layers of information onto a map in a GIS to locate and analyze the geography. For example, you might decide to use a layer of topography, so to view the mountains, or you might include a land boundaries layer, which shows you the boundaries between properties. An online version of a GIS that is worth looking up is ArcGIS Online. I'll have a link to that resource in Milo. The Global Positioning System refers to the system of satellites orbiting the Earth, providing locational information and other georeference data. We mostly think about GPS systems when we use the information they collect to give us directions. Finally, remote sensing involves a collection of data about the Earth's surface from aircraft or satellites, and we can also call this aerial and satellite photography. It's worth noting that geospatial technologies offer a variety of entry points within the geographic inquiry model used within the Australian curriculum. Geospatial technologies can be used to help students question a geographical problem, research it, analyse their information, evaluate and reflect on the situation, and communicate their ideas and strategies for addressing the geographical problem. Inquiry, of course, is the pedagogical approach to geography and history education included within the Australian curriculum, and it requires students to pose their own questions, undertake their own examinations of their questions, and propose strategies and solutions to those questions. At this point, it's useful to think about an example of how geospatial technologies might be used in the classroom. Here is an example of what you might do with a Year 2 class. Within the curriculum, the statement of learning objectives is: students explore the place they live in and belong to, and learn to observe and describe its features, and why it is important to them. They explore their own special places, how they feel about them, what makes them special, and how they can care for them, the place and the environment. In the next slide, I'm going to show you this example in which I'm using Google Earth to locate a special place. I'm zooming to the satellite and aerial imagery, and I'm going to use the image as a stimulus for describing the place, its features, and why it's important to me. What I have here is a screenshot from Google Earth. So this is a free downloadable software that you can get from Google. In the program, I've searched for a geographical location. In this example, it's the house I grew up in Lackland, Tasmania. Here I'm using the aerial photography as a stimulus for my description and writing about why this place is special to me. While this task helps to address those geography curriculum outcomes, you can also consider here issues of sustainability, which we're going to speak to in a moment. So you might ask your students to consider, how do we preserve this environment? What has been the obvious human impact on the landscape? These are all questions that you could talk about with your students. While we're talking about sustainability, I would also like to draw your attention to the links between geography education and sustainability. I will explore sustainability in greater depth in video 4, but for now it's important to recognise the geography curriculum is a rich source of learning opportunities for education for sustainability. In particular, geography asks us to consider the human impact on the landscape and the environment. How do human societies change the land, and what positive or negative consequences happen from this change? I'd also like to draw this video to a close with a mention of the Getting Started with Sustainability in Schools website. This is an excellent resource for learning about how to embed sustainability across the curriculum in your classroom. Here are some further resources that will also be helpful in your further studies. And again, I'll have this list of resources in Milo for you to refer to. Right now, I'll finish the video and I'll speak to you all again in video 2 when I discuss using Google Earth in early childhood education. Thank you.